This is what the earth looked like when nature gave it to us. And this is what we turned it into. And that is exactly what we are handing over to the remaining years of each person's life and future generations, especially the problem of plastic waste. The ocean contains more and more plastic materials. The world produce more than 300 million tons of plastics every year, including billions of plastics bottles and many billions plastics bags. Plastic is wonderful because it's durable, and plastic is terrible because it is a durable. Almost every piece of plastic ever made is still on the planet in some form or another. Plastic production globally this year is expected to be more than 300 million tons, half of which we use just once and then throw away. By 2050, when the population explodes to almost 10 billion people, it's expected that plastic production will triple. The problem with that is that today only a fraction of the plastic that we produce is recycled. The rest ends up in our environment, and it's coating our lands and our oceans like a disease. Garbage thrown away in the United States can make its way to Antarctica. Plastics in our coastal waters is pulled into the center of massive wind-driven turning circular gyres. There are many other oceans currents also diverting the trash all around the surface of the ocean. In reality, it's just one ocean with no boundaries. Lord Howe Island, near Australia, is a World Heritage Site and home to migratory seabirds like this shearwater. Seabirds are incredibly helpful because they act like an army of scientists. They travel thousands of miles across the ocean. They pick up plastic off the surface of the ocean. They bring it back to their rookeries where they feed to their chicks, and that provides an incredible amount of scientific data in terms of where plastic comes from, its distribution, and how it breaks up on the ocean surface. Dr. Jennifer Lavers, marine scientist, she's devoted her life to studying the plight of seabirds. Shearwaters are incredible birds. They migrate thousands of miles, stopping only here to breed. Yeah, the stomach, it's very full, and if we look here, there's some very dark pieces, some very light white pieces, and if you see, as she pushes on this, it's absolutely rigid, completely full of plastic, all the way up. Look at that. Absolutely no doubt that this bird died as a result of that plastic. This is literally a gut full of plastic. It's quite alarming, isn't it? It is awful. A range of plastic types and colors, got everything from the blues and the reds. The stomach's just filled with it, big pieces too. These are big sharp pieces. When looking at the size of that big black piece, that is an enormous piece of plastic. Unbelievable. Look at the size of that. The reporter counted 234 pieces of plastic out of that one bird. Is that a record? Not even close, unfortunately. So, for the species, the record is 276 pieces of plastic inside of 190-day-old chick. That plastic's weight accounted for 15% of that bird's body mass. So that's a pretty scary statistic. If we translate that into human terms, it gets even worse. That would be equivalent to the reporter, and she is having somewhere around 6 or 8 kilos of plastic inside of human stomach. That's equivalent to about 12 pizzas worth of the food inside the stomach. Midway Island, Pacific. The island has a very large population of Laysan albatross. It is estimated that 90% of seabirds have swallowed plastics at some time in their lives. It's quite a bit of plastics for just one little bird. The parents were trying to do the right thing. There's a lot of squid beaks in here and they're a purple color, evidence of the squid ink. It's just a shame that every now and then they got it wrong, and got it wrong in a bad way. Really. It's quite an overwhelming thing. She does have some pretty rough days, have to go home and really wrap her mind around where do we go from here. As a Pacific Islander, I know that the ocean is in deep trouble. The very authoritative prediction shows that by the year 2050, there'll be as much plastic as there is fish in the ocean by weight. Every country uses plastic. We need to start rationalizing that. We need to think about reuse plastic, single-use plastic. It has got to be on its way out, and you know. Plastic shopping bags are a good example of that. Your family does not need to use them. Take a cloth bag with you when you go shopping and put your shopping in there. Haiti Plastics Bank, recycled plastics exchanged for cash and cell phone charging. There is equivalent of a large garbage truck every minute of every day backing up to the ocean and just dumping plastic into it. We really have to look at ourselves and say, do we deserve this beautiful ocean that was given to us? Especially recently, researchers have discovered microplastics appear in the blood of some test participants. Reuse. Recycle. Reduce your use of plastics and pledge your commitment.